Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. So yesterday we talked about naming covalent compounds, all right? Today we are going to name ionic compounds, okay? And I'm going to go through some examples and we will be good to go, all right? So to start off, I am going to get a piece of paper here. And so ionic compounds have two different things, all right? This is what we're going to be looking at. All right, so ionic has a metal and a non-metal, right? So here's ionic. There's a metal and a non-metal. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write the name of the metal and the name of the non-metal. However, the non-metal is going to end in IDE. As you notice, there are no prefixes. Well, that's kind of nice. It makes it a lot easier. So if I'm going to write the next in pencil so I can erase it. So if I have an example of, let's say, Na2O. All right, so my metal always comes first. So Na on the periodic table is sodium. So I just write sodium. The nonmetal is oxygen. However, I have to IDE. So instead of oxygen, it turns into oxide. Sodium oxide. Okay? Let's do another example. Let's do Ca3N2. Okay, so my metal is Ca, so that's just calcium. Now my nonmetal is nitrogen. Nitrogen turned into I would be nitride. And that's how you name them. That's all you got to do. Okay? Now, if you're already given the name, so let's say you're already given the name is potassium fluoride. Okay, you're already given the name. What you need to do is on the periodic table, each row has a certain charge. Okay, so column 1 has a +1 charge. Column 2 has a +2 charge. Column 13 way over here has a +3. Column 14 has a unique one. It's +4, but it's also -4. It can be either one. Nitrogen has a -3. This column has -2. Fluorine has -1, and that does not have any charge because they're happy. Okay, so now that I have all my charges, my first element up here is potassium, which is K. So what you got to do is you got to find K. So K is down here. Its column has a +1 charge. So I'm going to put a +1. Now I'm going to find fluorine. Fluorine's way over here. Fluorine has a -1 charge. Okay, the last step in this process is I got to crisscross. It's called the crisscross method. I'm going to crisscross these two numbers. So now my 1 is going to go over here. So I have 1 fluorine. Now my -1, when I crisscross, I'm going to ignore the negative. That's huge. I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to crisscross, which means I have 1 potassium. So my final answer is just KF, because it's 1 and 1. Right? Let's try another example. So another example is beryllium oxide. Okay, so first I got to find beryllium on the periodic table. Okay, you can see it right here at the bottom. Beryllium has a +2 charge. So Be has a +2 charge. Oxygen, okay, if I look over here, oxygen has a -2 charge. Okay, that means I have, if I crisscross, I bring that number over, I have 2 oxygens. And remember, I ignore the negative, so that means I have 2 Be's. And that's your answer. Okay, so I'm going to do one problem from your homework. Okay, so I'm going to do the very last one here. So lithium bromide is number 20. All right, so first I got to find out what lithium is. Okay, so lithium has a +1 charge. Okay, now chlorine has a -1 charge. So lithium and chlorine. So you have a +1 and a -1. So when you crisscross, it just becomes 1 and 1. And that's your answer. That was too easy. Let's try magnesium bromide. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Magnesium bromide. So magnesium and bromine. So if you look, magnesium has a +2 charge. Bromine, way over here, has a -1 charge. So when you crisscross, that means you have 2 Brs. And remember, I ignore the negative, so I have 1 Mg. And that's your answer. Okay, I hope this helped. I hope that kind of made sense going over this. That's naming ionic compounds. All right, so hopefully you guys are starting to feel pretty comfortable with that. All right, you should be able to finish the rest of the problems on the worksheet I assigned yesterday. So get that done and have a great day. We will see you tomorrow.